everyone, it's Danielle from Rosetta Vera. Today I'm bringing you swatches of these brush markers from Smart Color Art. I bought these on Amazon. I believe they are still available. I have them in my little Dollar Tree pencil case. So these are really basic brush markers, like really basic. They do not have names. They do not have numbers. So when I bought them, I took a Sharpie and I put numbers on the barrels so that when I was swatching them, making a swatch sheet, I knew which color was which. So I'm going to take a moment and organize them into the order I had, and we'll get to swatching them after that. So if I'm remembering correctly, there's more than 40 markers, might be 50. So let me get started. Okay, so that's all sorted out. When I sorted these originally and numbered them, I did them in color families. And like I said, I wrote numbers on the side just to keep track of the swatching. So maybe that's what I'll continue to do here. So these are Smart Color Art brush markers. So you have a jumbo side and an extra fine side. These are actually very, very cheap brush markers. Again, I bought them on Amazon. I just wanted to experiment with brush markers to see how they lettered. When you got your extra fine side, this is extra fine. So I would say these are good for really early beginners or kids. I think if you have really good control, you could probably use these in real applications. But these are really, to me, beginner. They're not stiff. They have a nice give. I say this is number one. As you can see, the color is vibrant. I'll be honest, I don't like the fine side. And I know that's why I didn't use these. I actually have a set of fine liners that were cheap that I prefer to these. I don't like the fine side on this. It's just too tiny. I guess if I was doing really, really detailed work, I would like them, but I didn't particularly care for the fine side on these markers. So like I said, since there's no names or anything, I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch these out. I'll probably put some music behind it. I'm swatching these more so you can see the colors of the markers. Like I said, overall, the ink was okay. The brush tip was okay. Again, I think for beginners or kids, or like I said, if you have really good control, I think you could use this for brush lettering. But like I said, if you're like intermediate, you're still kind of learning, you're like in this place of like, you know, a little bit, you might get frustrated with these. If you're a beginner, you might be like, okay, I don't mind. The tips are going to get messed up. It's okay. I'm still learning. That's kind of what I mean. So let me throw some music on and I'll continue swatching these out so you can see the colors. And it's not 50 markers, it's 48. And before I throw that music on, you're gonna see exactly what I mean about, like, they're not the greatest quality. And like I said, as a beginner, you might not be that bummed out that your tip got frayed. But if you were an intermediate and you bought these and you had plans, this would be annoying to have this fuzzy tip. so early on. Like I said, I've only used these a handful of times, and as you can see, the tip is ruined. Color's pretty, tip is ruined. Definitely don't color with these. Definitely not, or you're gonna get a tip like that. All right, moving on. So that's all 48 colors in the Smart Color Art brush marker set. So as I was going along swatching these, I'm sure you guys saw that some of the tips were ruined to a point I couldn't even write with them. And in all honesty, the tips are so sensitive. They don't feel soft when you're writing, but if you're not careful how you put the top back on, you will ruin the tip. I did that with at least 3 colors. If you're not careful, you're going to mess up the tip. I don't want to be bothered with that. I want to know that I put the top on, that's fine. The other thing is my hands hurt. In all these swatching videos, I never got to a point where I was like, my hands hurt, and my hands hurt swatching these. It's something about the barrel, the circumference of it is just not comfortable. And I wasn't using this to draw anything or color. I'm using them to just write with. So those are the main negatives of them. Oh, I forgot. I definitely do not like the extra fine side. It is stiff. The ink doesn't flow that smooth. Absolutely not. Do not like the fine side. The things I'll say that are good about them, and I'm going to change what I said in the beginning when I said, oh, these are for beginners or for kids. These are for kids. These are not brush markers. These are coloring markers because it is too easy to damage the tips. Just color with these and be done with it. The colors are really, really pretty. That is the saving grace, I think, of this set, is that the colors are pretty. The blues are pretty, the reds are pretty, the purples are pretty. You've got some nice greens in there. You've got a couple of shades of gray in here, a couple of shades of brown. That's the main thing I like about the set, is the colors. The other thing I'll say in its favor, it's a very subtle thing. When I would pick up the markers without me even looking at them, I could tell by feel of the cap which one was the jumbo size and which one was the extra fine size. And it's not just these ridges on the jumbo size, there's actually like a slight difference in how thick it is. So without even looking, I knew which cap, what side I was on. And I think that's great, especially for people who may not be able to read that that's jumbo, extra fine. And also just as simple as, you know, sometimes you just want to pick the marker up in color and not even like really look at it that hard to figure out what side you have. So I like that I could feel which side I was working with. Again, for kids, I think you'll be frustrated with these as an adult, even if you're just using them for colors. For me, when my tips get messed up, I don't even want to use the marker anymore. And there are going to be some kids who aren't going to want to use the marker anymore when they get frayed. I was that kid. These are going to go in my giveaway box of crayons and markers. Hopefully there's some kid who will just be excited by the colors and want to play with it. But these are no for brush markers. I think I can find something that is not super expensive, but maybe costs a little bit more than these did, that has better quality. I'll put how much I paid for these when I picked them up, and I'll put a link to them if I can find them again on Amazon. But that's it for the Smart Color markers. Again, like I said, I think the color selection is good. The ink was good. I have no issues with the ink. It's just the actual marker tips. I mean, if you could take the ink out of this and put it in another marker barrel, they would be awesome. But yeah, it's just bad construction. But the tips are just bad. So that's it. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.